Hello and welcome back. This is live coverage of the Norway Chess Super Tournament. It's round one and I'm delighted to be joined by Spain's #1 Super Grandmaster Paco Vallejo Pons. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you a lot recently. In Cuba.
On Twitter also.
Twitter, you've been very active. How are you?
Everything's fine, yeah. Just came for a few blitz preparation for the Leon tournament.
Right, yeah, you're playing that on Saturday?
Yeah, it starts maybe on Friday or Saturday, depends on the pairings.
Okay.
I'm playing Ho Yifan first round.
Women's world champion.
World champion, yeah. So
She's hard. She's a good player.
Oh, we played just once and she
crushed you.
She
right?
crushed me easily, actually.
Okay. All right.
So I hope it's going to be better this time.
Well, tell us, you're here. I'm going to utilize your presence because, of course, you're a 2700 player.
2699.
2699. Okay. Well, whatever you are, you're much stronger than Jan. No offense. Okay. So
he's not watching.
He is watching. But what do you think? Let's get to the crux of the matter. I have bet Jan a pasta dinner that Anish Giri is going to hold. The last time he did finally play e6, thank goodness, Queen 6-6, and I said about an hour ago, if he takes and plays knight e5, he's going to hold. What is your evaluation of this position?
My guess, this is going to be the easiest dinner in your life.
Wow, the easiest dinner I ever won. Really.
Yeah,
that will please Jan a lot.
I think this is going to be an easy draw for Anish.
Carlsen played c7, so you're just going to play rook dc8, right?
It's so difficult to create something here with white because the c pawns are easy to attack. Okay, c7 is going to be lost soon, and c3 is so far. And apart from that, you don't have any other hopes. It's because the king side nothing is going on, so it's just just very unlikely that this is going to end in some victory of any of the players here.
Rook dc8 is on the board, so you think. So what can Carlsen do here? Knight e4 or something? I don't know. He played f4.
F4. Well, I mean, he wants probably to play for some tricks with rook d7 or something. I'm not sure if black can play h6 right away. Well, this is if you just go with a knight, maybe rook d7 is the idea. Try to protect the c7 pawn and attack on f7. And of course e3 is hanging, c3 is hanging. Well, I don't know, it's just unclear, but if you manage to protect your pawn on c7, then it can be dangerous for your dinner actually. But if maybe h6 first, yeah? Maybe
so you want to go h6?
After f4, yeah, h6 is a clever move, I think.
And then if knight e4?
And you just go, and now it's not so strong as it used to be because f7 is not hanging.
Right.
So rook d7, knight b6, yeah, you attack the rook and this
rook d7, knight b6. And then you can't play rook e7?
Well, maybe you can give this change, but it's difficult to believe this is going to be winning for white.
So give the exchange. Wow. So maybe this is why he was thinking for so long. Yeah. And now a move like bishop f8.
This is the only move because knight d6 was coming.
Knight d6 was coming. Okay, but can white be winning here?
It's just
what about
clear.
c4 with bishop b2?
But I have the a pawn as well, a5, a4. Yeah. I'm gonna come with the a pawn as well. So
yeah, I mean, so for example, c4, a5, bishop b2. You can just go bishop g7. You can even give the exchange here like this, right? And then if knight d6,
well, it's not that easy, but maybe even a4, just run with the pawn.
And
it's a big counterplay, actually. If
you got to be careful, right?
Yeah. It should be a draw, but of course it's easier when you're just here relaxing.
When you're here relaxing with us, right? So h6 is a good move.
It's an important move, actually, probably. Yeah. But he probably saw it. I mean, it's not.
That's why he spent 40 or 50 minutes.
Exactly. It's not a difficult move once you got here already. And Anish is not the kind of guy who's gonna blunder now, I think. So
let's go to Karyakin Topolov because we had. Well, actually, we'll go there really quickly. We haven't had so many moves. What's your evaluation of the current position after rook c8?
Well, it's a beautiful position for white somehow. No? It's domination and they have the center, but somehow it's probably very difficult to create something else. And apart from just a beautiful position, what is your only plan probably is to play d5 at some point. But right now it's very well covered by black's pieces. So apart from d5, I don't see any other ideas.
I actually like black more than white.
Really? But, well, you don't have any ideas
I mean, there
at
are
all,
no
right?
ideas, but I feel more compact. I feel more...
You are much more compact.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to lose a pawn. Whereas with white, I can see me losing a pawn somehow.
Well, but you aren't supposed to blunder if you play this level.
Right.
Normally you don't blunder. But still, yeah, it's difficult to find a good idea with white. I mean, apart from trying to play d5 at some point, but this is going to be very difficult actually. How? Because actually the a rook is protecting the pawn, and if you want to bring it to the center, you're going to lose a pawn.
Right.
And also they have pressure on d4, maybe on c4. You can't change the white square bishops because then c4 is going to be.
So it's very difficult to make
difficult
progress.
to make progress. Yeah, very difficult.
Let's go to a game which we were talking in the break here, Pago. We're looking at this very difficult position. H4, rook b8 was played. One of those positions where it's difficult to make progress again, right? You've got the weakness on c7, offset by the weakness on d3. Then you've got this weakness on a3, which is a real problem.
Also a4 is this.
And a4. So you've got these offset.
Actually, to my taste, I mean, I don't understand this choice for white in general. I mean, if you're white, I think you can do a little bit better than that. You know? It's like here, it's so solid for black, and well, I don't really like the position. I mean, I like that black's king is so safe, with very nice bishops and well, everything is kind of protected. I really don't see any problems for black here. But well, it's a very complex position. All the pieces on the board, and anything can happen. Of course.
Well, he played knight c3, which was followed by a nice move, bishop b3, just securing the queen e2, and now queen d7. So now this pawn is on pre, and it looks like you probably have to go bishop f1 here, right?
Yeah, bishop f1 or d4, but both look a little bit sad, no? Both moves. Actually, yeah, as I told you, I think black is just
fine.
Has
preferable.
Easier game.
Easier game for black. So if d4, what's the idea?
Well, I don't know if it's possible to take. Then you have this isolated pawn, and it should be okay for black in here. Even if you cannot take the pawn immediately, because it's probably dangerous to do it. I don't know what happens there, but probably just, well, yeah, knight d5. Yeah, knight d5.
Wow, that's nice. That's cute, right?
Might win the queen. Yeah.
Does win the queen.
Queen d5, knight d6, and yeah, finito.
Yeah.
That wins, but yeah, I mean, queen d4, just intuitively, you just don't do it. Yeah.
But you control d5, so...
It's just very safe. Rook e8 probably is
rook e8
normal, yeah? Just to put the rook in a nice square.
No, black's fine, right? I actually think Kramnik is doing well here. After
I think black pieces are surviving very well today. They're not having much problems. Yeah?
Let's check out the other games. Aronian Adjustine. We've got the position. We had this knight d7 on the board with Jan, rook b1, and now rook e b8. So
it's a solid position for Seaman, but somehow in the opening, I would have preferred to play with black, trying to change the a pawns. You know, like here and move like I don't know, move 15 or something. He could have tried to play something like a4, ab5. AB3 and then b5, and then all these simplifications will be much easier to play for a draw and to survive. Yeah? Because once you go for this kind of moves, or bishop d2, or maybe a4 even now, I don't know, after b5 bishop d2, to go for a4 now, try to simplify everything on the queen side. Because once you get to this kind of positions, well, these a pawns always favor white, I think, because they have two bishops. And they prefer to have more weaknesses, as more weaknesses as possible, because it's easier to play with the bishops normally, you know, if there is weaknesses all around the board. So I have the feeling this kind of position without the a pawns will be much easier to hold for black. But with the a pawns, still a little bit of work to do to hold this.
We just had a move from Aronian. You just played king f2.
Well, sometimes it's just a matter of making a little bit of random moves to see what what's going on. I mean, I'm not sure if this move
Play F5.
improves a lot. This
I always thought that you could play. I thought the whole point is that you have to stop f5. Why can't you play f5 now?
King f2 is actually trying to bring f5 to the board.
Yeah, because now that you're on the same line as the.
Yeah.
I like f5, don't you?
e5, let's say,
f5.
and now just take or
Maybe not.
no.
Well, maybe just.
You have a huge knight on d4, so maybe you can just
go here or something.
also there is rook b6 is normal.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'll be
Rook
honest.
b6, bishop c6, and then I don't know what's going on. It's just unclear. But it's true that once you get rid of the knight on d5, it's going to be very dangerous for White's king.
Interesting.
f5 is a very decent move.
No, it's.
Yeah, and now with the king on f2,
F2,
is
of course,
even
right.
more interesting. You'll play it anyway, even
Oh,
with the king anywhere.
Anywhere, right? Yeah.
With the king on
You
f2.
know me. I would play f5 here, actually. I'm almost certain I'd play f5 here.
Just immediately.
Immediately, without calculating. Play it confidently and bluff the guy. Absolutely. Okay, interesting. And Gristrik Caruana, knight f6. This is a position at the moment.
Well, Caruana is doing fine unless he's blundering some piece. No, if he's blundering with the pin.
The pin, yeah.
If the pin isn't working, then Black is just doing fine.
Doing fine. You're going to follow with h6.
Yeah, because these structures, these Benoni structures, especially when the bishop is on g2, the bishop on g2 is just very bad in general. So the only idea for White is that they come with e4, e5 very quickly, or they just, with some piece pressure, they collect some pawn or something. But once nothing is happening, once you exchange a few pieces, then it's easy to play with Black actually. So I would prefer Black in general here, unless I'm missing some tricks.
I can't see anything. Because if you put your queen
yeah,
here,
then
you've got
the other bishop
the
is
other
also...
bishop is here, so
yeah.
you can't put...
So actually, if nothing special is happening, I think Caruana's position is easier to play. Maybe it's still equal, but somehow looks easier for Black.
Let's go back to the Carlsen game. This is the most interesting one. Rook d7. So we've got this position on the board.
He goes for the...
He goes for the critical lines,
For the
right?
critical,
Always.
yeah.
So knight b6. That looks like an only move to me, right? Because...
what else? Yeah.
well, I mean, you can play bishop
Bishop
f8,
f8,
but it looks
yeah.
sad, right?
Well, it's a little bit similar actually. I don't know what is the difference. Maybe it even makes sense. Why not? Bishop f8. Okay, you're trying to come with knight b6 next move,
Right.
and then now you're avoiding White to play rook a1 because the bishop is hanging.
Right.
So you're trying to
So maybe
earn a
this is
tempo.
better. So takes, knight b6.
And now rook d6 or rook d8. But the problem of these positions, even if you collect the a pawn with White, is that c3 is so weak here.
That's what I was trying to tell Jan before.
c3 is so weak that it's going to be a draw anyway here. It's just a complete draw here.
Yeah.
Even if you don't collect it immediately, but the king on g1 is weaker than the king
This
on
is
g8.
a weak pawn as well.
This is also a weak pawn, and it's just...
Well, I
too
mean, for a
difficult.
start, this
Yeah, you can maybe even collect
maybe
some
you can
pawn
just,
immediately.
Can you not just collect it?
Why
I
not?
mean, why not?
Yeah, but even if you don't take
Even
it
if you don't
immediately,
take it.
it's still a draw normally, because this c3 pawn is... I mean, the rook is also very far. If the rook will be on c1, maybe something will happen.
Got a tweet here from Mr. Gustafsson, who
He's rooting for Magnus. huh?
he's definitely rooting for Magnus, and he says, "Is Magnus Carlsen planning the exchange sacrifice after rook d7? So instead of bishop f8, if knight b6, rook a d1.
Well, for sure. What else?
What else are you going to do, right?
He's not the kind of player who plays rook d8, change the pieces and make a draw. He's not.
Yeah, so he's going to
Unless he thinks the sacrifice is bad for him.
bishop
But
f8.
it looks pretty
But
decent.
this guy
huh?
is fast, right? We were saying.
Yeah, c4. So he can still
And what's
play
that?
on here. eh,
Is
somehow.
this anything? Ah,
This
king
is
g7 is a mistake.
Yeah,
So you have to go
h8.
king h8.
But here is still very unclear. I mean, you can get scared with black here. Actually, bishop f8 before it's maybe easier, yeah?
Maybe easier, yeah. So
Because
bishop-
this position is still a little scary, actually.
Right.
No?
yeah.
So maybe Anish is going to play bishop f8. But Magnus found actually the only way to put some pressure, to
Yeah.
still try.
Wow.
Because bishop f8, yeah, it's pretty
Incredible.
normal.
Wow, we got some action in the other boards as well.
What is oh, d5?
D5.
What is this?
What is this? We just said we can't do this. What's Sergey doing? Why can't I just take this guy
Okay,
off?
we missed something first.
We missed bishop
We,
g4.
we missed bishop g4, yeah.
And if I take?
So take. Then the idea is queen h3.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's really cute, actually. I can't remember seeing anything like this as a tactic.
Well, this is a beautiful thing, yeah, because the bishop on g4 is so strong. It's attacking the rooks
The
and
rooks.
protecting your own rook.
Right.
And well, now it's okay. It's true that many times, if you don't lose all your pieces with black here, you'll have a fortress
Right.
with the bishop on c6 and the pawn on b7. Even if you lose a change, let's say, it's going to be quite a good fortress to try to make a draw.
So let's say you go here.
Yeah, that's a normal move.
And then...
Because rook d1 was just losing, rook d1, and c8 is hanging. Instead of rook c7, I mean.
So you have to take with the rook.
Why?
Yeah.
With the rook?
Well, if you take with the bishop, then I'm just going to go bishop takes.
And just
And then
take-
queen
go away with the
e8.
queen, and you have 2 pawns.
I have 2 pawns and a...
The bishop on e6, and you're better.
You're better with black, right?
Yeah, of course. So he wants to go rook d7, but this is already very beautiful. I don't know. It's like,
Rook d7.
wow.
Just unbelievable. Right?
And if bishop d7,
And if bishop d7, rook d1
then
is
rook
the idea.
d1. Mamma mia. Wow, that's pretty impressive actually.
That's
right?
incredible, right?
Yeah, now bishop g4 is not possible because rook d8 is with check.
Right.
So
So,
he needs to give the bishop. Wow, wow.
so you have to go rook d7.
Rook d7 is just he takes the rook
Takes.
and what?
Okay.
Bishop d7, rook d1 is
and
game
if
over.
Queen d7.
That's also game over because he comes with the
Oh
rook
my
and check on d8.
Goodness me.
So he had to give the
Wow.
piece actually. Yeah, rook d8 and bishop a3 and it's over.
That's incredible. What a
That's
tactic.
Maybe rook c8 wasn't that good for Topi. He could have played h5 here actually. This is a
H5
clever
is
move
very
actually.
clever move, yeah.
This was interesting. Because you avoid bishop g4 forever. And anyway, it's a very solid move. You have your king to go to h7 sometimes.
H5, I like that.
h5, well, it looks like a very decent idea.
Wow. D5 is such a spectacular little idea.
But just a second, because we missed something, I think. E d5, bishop
Mhm.
g4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dc4 probably you need to do it. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe rook c7 right now. It's also a move. But just to follow the other line.
Mm-hmm.
There, queen h3, rook c7, rook d7, beautiful. Well, this is Karyakin. If he really saw that,
If he really
probably
sees
he saw, because otherwise d5 is losing.
Right.
So he has to.
That's beautiful, though.
Yeah. So now bishop d7, rook d1, which is winning a piece, but let's remember that black has already 2 pawns for the
Mhm.
piece. So maybe something like queen e7 or queen g5 to collect on e5, and this gives good chances for a draw maybe to black.
Possibly, yeah.
Because you have many pawns, and the bishop on d7 is also very.
It's the wrong colour.
It's the wrong call. Yeah, that's, I don't know. It's still very good chances for a draw for black, I think. Well, I mean, the bishop on d7 is very badly placed.
Hold on, we'll get those games back in a second. This is bishop c6 was played in the Ajestein game.
Einstein is playing for.
So he didn't play f5. Bishop c6
More
more
solid,
solid,
yeah.
yeah.
More solid, yeah.
No.
He's not you.
He's not me. There's a good reason why he
But
has.
he's now blundering the a5 pawn at any time. No? And I'm not
Probably.
sure. I'm not sure why it doesn't work right now, or if it does. Rook b8, and then can he take on a5 somehow? Okay, with the bishop is always tricky because rook
Rook
a8 is
a8.
going to pin you, and
This is a bit.
yeah. But if you take with a queen instead of it's the same story. You just lose the a pawn. Yeah? So actually, this a5 pawn you don't need to protect it.
Right. Let's go to Svidler Kramnik. We had a little bit of action. Queen d7, knight d2. played by Peter. Bishop e6. And now his idea is to come to c4 with the knight. Wow.
He played queen d3.
He took it off, but now there was a mass simplification. He doesn't win a pawn because here you can just take on a4.
Well, it's probably around equal anyway. Some simplifications and what's black's problem here? I mean, the rook on b8 is nicely placed, protecting the pawns, and well, it should be around equal anyway.
Interesting.
b6 is hanging, but also a3 is hanging. I don't think nothing. It's a draw.
And look at this,
yeah,
in
this
Carlsen.
is
Let's go
fast,
back to
yeah?
Carlsen.
This is going fast.
So rook d7, knight b6 was played. Rook a d1. As you said, he was going to play that move. Of course, exchange, and now bishop f8, key move, c4, a5. So they're playing accurate chess, right?
Well, they're playing perfect.
Perfect chess, right? And now,
perfect.
bishop b2. What else?
Well, the problem if you wait with white a little bit, and a4 is coming, and
then
after bishop b2, a3.
a3.
And
you can lose.
You can lose. Yeah, it's not without risk.
So maybe Carlsen has to think about bailing out now. Maybe he has to think about it's time to
make a draw.
It's time to make a draw because if you get this move in, a4, a3.
a4, yeah, and also rook a7 might come anytime or not really.
Possibly.
Is it a threat or rook a7?
No, because you've got bishop b2.
Right now, maybe it's not a threat.
So, for example, let me just make a move: h3,
rook
a7, now bishop b2, and you've got this.
Yeah, well, I mean, but in any case, I want to play it after a4, let's say. So
oh yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like, well.
Yeah. I think with white, you just have to. I think you have to bail out. I think you have to go bishop b2 here.
Or check first. Eh?
No, because I think check loses.
Check loses?
Oh well.
No. Now also rook f7 was rook f7 bishop g7
avoiding rook f7 bishop g7 avoiding checkmate.
Checkmate, yeah, which is very useful.
Is good.
Now knight e4 back, for example, and then rook a7 or what? Yeah. Oh.
There's no checkmate, is there?
There's no checkmate, and if you collect c7.
Well, if you collect c7, the game's over, right?
Yeah, it's some trouble. Yeah.
So you want to go check? King h8, rook f7.
Bishop g7, yeah, nothing happens. Yeah, nothing special.
Well, you can take on c5.
Yeah, but then bishop f6. And this a pawn is so strong now.
Yeah.
And this is not.
No, this is not.
Fun
No.
It's maybe lost already.
Yeah, it might be gone already. Yeah.
Because this a pawn is so strong now. And well, the easy draw is bishop b2, bishop g7.
Bishop b2, bishop g7.
Exactly. Then now
you
just
have to take it and go
take
knight
knight d6, and this is just easy.
Rook
draw.
f8 to protect f7.
Also, a4 was a move we talked before, but rook f8 is also a move, and now c8, and then rook a7 and collect. Just a draw.
So takes
immediately.
Takes rook a7, and they can shake hands, right?
Yeah, this is a very possible outcome of the game.
So, Mr. Jan Gustafsson, if you're watching, do you know any expensive expensive restaurants?
I would bet a drink against a dinner now. I get a drink.
What's that?
From Mr. Jan Gustafsson.
Have you made a bet with him?
No, I would like to.
Oh, you would like to? He's not going to bet with you now.
No?
He's a clever man. Remember, you can...
I take a drink, and if I lose, I pay a dinner.
Okay.
It's a fair one.
It's a fair exchange. Remember, you can get in touch with us via the hashtag C24Live. We do like to hear from you. Maybe we can get a tweet up on... Remember, let's have a tweet for Mr. Paco Vallejo. We've only got him for one day. So have you got any tweets for the Spanish #1? What do you want to ask him? Make it a good question.
Oh, this is a beautiful move.
Did he play it?
No, he didn't yet, but this is a beautiful move. Huh? Rook b4.
Wow. So this is the game Aronian Adjustine.
Yeah.
Just rook b4. Just
This is just a very beautiful move to play rook b4 there. Right?
just to
humiliate the guy.
yeah. Wow.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
And then F5 next move, and then it's just orgasmic positioning.
The other rook coming round to F8.
It's really beautiful. Yeah. No, actually, Agdestein
prefer
is
black?
doing very well here.
Yeah, I thought this was Bishop C3, Rook B4.
I
Is he
thought,
gonna
I thought
play?
the odds of 150 for Agdestein winning the tournament were actually, I mean, too little probably in general. I mean, it should be more. Because
You
it's
think he should be more than 150?
well, I mean, it's so unlikely. But well, after watching this game,
Who knows, right?
who knows?
Did you make a bet on him?
No.
No.
No, I don't bet anymore.
You don't bet anymore. Okay, that's good.
Don't have money to bet anymore.
That's right. I know how you feel. So, give us your predictions of the day then. So you think Aroni and Agdestein, what do you
Draw,
think?
I see.
You
I
see
see.
this as a draw,
I would say, but okay, of course, still Levon is still a favorite.
but you think
But I think well,
Rook
Simon
B4
got
I
Simon.
really
I mean, what is the time right now? I mean,
the
what-
time we don't have available on this board, but we
Uh-huh.
will get them for you.
Because if
Probably-
he's not on time travel, I mean, if he's in time travel, then it's a different story.
yeah.
But his position is very fine. I think Caruana is not going to lose, for sure.
You think-
He's not going to lose this.
Okay.
Trust me.
Trust you.
Giri is going to make a draw,
Gary's going to make a draw.
and Piotr is going to make a draw as well. Our friend from Chess 24.
And Karyagin?
And Karyakin, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I guess still a draw. I mean, even if I would bet all draws and then I'll see. It's
So
the
you're-
easiest prediction.
Yeah, but
It's the easiest.
the games are very
Still
lot of tension.
yeah.
I mean, this game is not a draw, is it? It's far from a draw. D takes C4, Queen H3. Beautiful idea. And then Rook C7, you have to take with the Rook.
yeah, it's
Just incredible.
very impressive.
Just very impressive.
Mr. Sergei Karyakin. He just married, so maybe he's inspired.
Yeah, we
huh?
talked about that. Yeah, we've
Yes.
seen a lot of his photos of the wedding.
And
He seems-
I'm sure Jan prefers the photos of Jobava or something. And
Oh yeah, and of course, yeah, he's. No, he looked very good in the photos. Did Sergei? Looked like a happy man. We had a move from Grishchuk, Queen D3,
maybe it's really-
just attacking the Rook, maybe threatening
but-
Queen F3 as well.
But he's going to move the rook. He's not going to blunder the rook there.
Yeah, but
The
what
Fables.
happened?
He
So he's-
blundered a piece in one move yesterday.
Unbelievable, right?
What
In the
was- what was
blitz.
that?
I don't know.
After Queen F3, it was
This is such an obvious.
such an obvious trick. I mean,
So
cheapo,
even
eh?
2800s can blunder pieces.
That was unbelievable.
It was pretty.
Caruana somehow in the blitz he's not performing as well as in the serious games in the law.
So what happens after Rook B7, Queen F3, for example? Oh, you can just take on E4 with the Queen, of course.
Knight C5 is not working.
Here?
Yeah? Knight C5.
Wow.
Well, because this is one of the typical tricks of this line to get the bishop to work on G2. But it's not enough. You take one rook, but it shouldn't be. It's beautiful, but it doesn't work.
Agdestein played Rook B4.
Wow!
What a move.
How is this? Bada bing, bada boom,
Bada bing,
bam.
bada boom. Rook B4. Great move by Steven Agdestein. This is
Wow.
a positional exchange sacrifice. The point is that if you take with the bishop,
A, B,
after
or
A, B,
Oof.
the queen then has to retreat. Let's say it goes to C1.
No, C1. You
Oh,
you
sorry,
run
to B2 to protect A2. And now you've got this
Maybe F5. Your
Octopus.
move, huh?
F5 now. Why not?
Wow.
And you're breaking
This is
open
crushing.
the
This
diagonal.
is just crushing.
You've got the other rook coming behind.
Well, this is just Rook A3 is also coming any moment.
Rook A3 is coming as well. And this poor
Depends
pawn.
on- No, this is just a great position for black.
You think
It's
black-
so easy to play with black as well because such a knight on D4
What a
plays.
knight, right?
No, this is just. And
Dream.
the structure is also very good for black
Right.
because of this A pawn. So well, be careful with Mr. Simon, huh? Knight C3. This Magnus,
Always be careful.
he's wow.
Magnus
He's amazing.
Carlsen,
He's
he's just
amazing.
played Knight C3 just to
keep playing.
keep playing a bit.
He's amazing, the guy. Huh? He's unbelievable. Yeah. What
Just
a player!
put-
No, any other player will just go and make a draw with his bishop B2.
You
no?
think Kramnik would play Bishop B2?
I don't know, but it's just so normal. I mean, you don't think about just going knight c3, knight b5, and just stop there, and then keep playing. I don't know. He'll bring the king or something. Well, your dinner is in danger. Huh?
You think?
Well, yeah. I mean, luckily, Jan wasn't here to accept my bet about this drink versus dinner.
Wow.
But this knight c3 is a very beautiful idea, actually, because how are you going to make progress with black? No, a4, knight b5, for example.
So a4, knight b5.
And then I just bring my king. And what are you going to do with black? You're blocked. You're totally blocked. It's unbelievable, really. I will bring king f2, e4, e5,
I have
g4.
to play with g5.
Well, but this doesn't help you so much. I mean,
I'm going to come with my king as well.
yeah, but it's well. I mean, it's an idea, of course, but
Okay, but I'm blocked, but you're blocked as well. Okay.
but I think white can try to make some progress. No? I don't know. Even if I move my bishop to b2 at some point, you can still.
Well, no, but as soon as you move your bishop to b2, I think.
Well, in any case, I mean, it's just so nice to have Magnus. I mean, to keep playing, no? Because if you have his rating, you need to win lots of games like that. I mean, because if you just play the normal moves, most of the times against the strong players, it's going to be a draw. So he needs to keep playing, and play 100 moves every game. And for that, you need to be very fit. Because after a few rounds, you're exhausted after 100 moves each game.
It's incredible. So knight c3 on the board, what a move. I'm now very worried, I have to admit. But then again, okay, knight a4 is a threat as well, potentially, so I think you have to go
a4 is normal, yeah.
Knight b5, and now g5. And if you come with the king, I think I'm going to take.
Okay, take.
And come with my king.
Let's say g4 I play.
Okay, and go king g6.
Okay, and then something like h3 or h4 even, or king f3. I'm not sure. Any move here. Well, of course it shouldn't be lost. I mean, it's still a game. But
can I play f5 or is that too much?
f5. Let's say I go h3 or something, and then what is it going to be your next move?
What am I in Zugzwang?
No, not Zugzwang, but I mean, you don't have useful moves. You have moves, but not useful.
h3.
Levon took the exchange.
Wow. We'll get to that in a second. We'll just look at this.
Well, here it's just, I mean, or either Magnus is gonna win,
You can play
or
rook
he's gonna make it
a6,
wrong.
right?
And rook d8, you will
And
go
rook
back.
d8 and go back.
You go back.
That's
yeah.
the way to draw this position.
Maybe. And if I don't play anything after rook a6, if I just... Well, it's true that it's difficult to make progress here. Because maybe rook c6 is coming. But also you don't threaten anything. But what I'm going to do with white at the same
What
time.
do you have to do? You don't have so many pieces, right?
Yes, right. I need some extra knight or something.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
still-
If I was black here, I would be really worried here.
Yeah.
Would you be worried here
I will be worried as well. Yeah.
against Carlsen?
Yeah, because he loves these kind of positions where you can't move much.
Knight c3, what a move. And Jan Gustafsson has tweeted us. I will take...
That's too late.
It's too late. The offer is no longer valid, Jan, I'm afraid. We didn't... Unfortunately.
Love knight c3, yeah.
What a move. What a guy. Knight c3. Wow. I just didn't even consider that move. I mean,
No,
it was
we-
just out of
We
my vision.
I mean, we are not so focused, let's say, because otherwise we will,
Of course we would have found this move.
Yeah.
But let's go to Aronian Ajastan, because you're right. He took the exchange on b4.
But that's
Very surprising.
surprising, yeah.
Takes
Maybe.
queen b2, and now he took on
He took
d5. so
d5. Why
quickly.
not f5? No? It looks so
Just
tempting.
F5,
Yeah?
you know?
It's your move, and even in better conditions. No?
Just F5. But he took
Well,
on-
I'm not saying bishop d5 is bad. I mean, it's a normal move as well. But f5.
What's the idea after cd5?
Just knight b6, knight a4, knight c3
Ah,
to bring another
another
beast.
another beast into the party. Actually, this is also
This
very
was also very tempting. Yeah.
Knight b6 played.
Well, Simon. Now the odds are not 150 anymore. I mean, 120 already.
It's a shame, yeah.
Such a beautiful position for Simon. Also, you can play first rook a3 and
Knight A4,
attack,
knight
and then knight a4 and knight c3. How are you going to lose there?
You can lose. No,
You can't lose ever this
you
position.
can't lose.
How are you gonna lose?
So let's say he plays, I don't know, rook bc1.
And is rook a3 a move now? Then rook d3. Okay. I don't want to change the rook. Okay, so let's go. Let's say I go knight a4, queen somewhere, queen d2, what? Queen d2. And if
You can play knight
if I go
c3.
knight c3, you have to take. You cannot allow these two beasts on the
You
board.
can't, no.
No, because rook a2 is
Rook A2
coming,
is
the
coming.
rook is hanging.
So you have to
take.
Take.
Rook
Rook
d2.
d2.
And what's this position?
This endgame is
Only-
amazing for black, yeah?
Only black can be better here.
Amazing endgame.
It might be a draw, but
But
it's-
even this is great for black, right?
well, but it's just draw here. It's you don't have enough pieces to put
You
pressure.
don't
on.
have enough pressure.
You have
Queen
the c pawn,
b6.
but it's not enough to win here. I think.
Oh, I think Carlsen would win here.
No,
You get your king round.
not against himself. Huh? I mean, maybe against.
You get your king to d6. You play with.
Oh,
the
you
rook.
can play on.
I think I play on here.
You can play on, but
What a game by! Look at this. Seaman Agistone showing some.
well,
Amazing.
he's a good player.
He's
I
a
mean,
great player.
He's a good player, of course, but I mean, well, you don't expect him to perform so well, no? Because it's the other guys are not just good players, are the top players
Of course.
in the world.
What's happened in Karyakin Topolov? Let's have a look after bishop g4.
He just
He went d4.
d4. Mamma mia. This wasn't.
He wasn't happy with the other. Bishop takes d7.
It was a difficult line to calculate, actually. The other one.
Queen to- it
It
was.
was very tricky.
And so he gave the exchange. So what's the piece count? So it's
Well,
equal
he's just
pawns.
playing for the draw now.
And queen
e7 or something.
e7.
But he has a good fortress. But well,
White's pawns are very bad here.
yeah, and the bishop.
And
of
this
c6
bishop is just a
super strong. Yeah.
super bishop. Maybe he has
Still,
just enough
still a draw
compensation.
is likely,
Yeah.
but well, I mean, the rook is a rook. Huh?
Let's go straight back to it's Svidler Kramnik. This is looking peaceful.
Peaceful. Yeah.
Knight d6.
The Russian clash.
Let's just go back to Carlsen because this is really a key game. Rook e8 played.
What was the idea?
I don't know what the idea is. No.
What is changing after that? King f2, let's say, just to make it random move. What he wants to break the other.
Oh,
rook?
maybe you want to go f5. No, can't be. g5 is correct, right?
Well, but maybe he wants to bring the other rook to c8, or what's the idea of this rook e8? And now to play rook e7
e7
next. Huh? Maybe
But
that's
then
the
rook
idea.
d8.
Then rook c7 is coming. Huh?
Oh, I see.
So rook e7 to try to change the rook.
rooks.
Huh? If he manages to change the rook, then he's
So
doing very
knight
well.
a7, rook back to a8.
Ah,
Well, okay, if you queen the pawn here, takes,
this is a complete
takes,
draw.
Takes.
Here I'll take the Jan.
You'll take the bet, right?
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
Here is just complete draw.
He just played e4 though. He just doesn't care.
Rook a c8.
Rook ac8, and
It's
now we
coming.
might get a repetition, right? Because knight a7, rook a8,
Knight c6
and
is
if you go knight c6,
rook e c8.
okay, what happens if I go here? I'm going to blunder, right? Just e4.
e5. Well.
What's the
Because you don't have rook e7 anymore, so you don't have a plan. You're blocked.
e5 just winning, yeah?
Yeah, just paralyze you completely. Yeah? Paralyze you. Yeah, but okay, rook a c8 doesn't make sense now.
Right.
So
Rook
put
e8.
the other rook on c8. And okay, rook a6 is coming, so rook d8 now.
But now I'm paralyzed again.
No, but what if rook c7?
I'm my rook.
Yeah, but okay.
Okay, you can just do the same,
Be a
yeah?
draw. Okay, but this is
This
just
is
a
a
draw.
draw.
And you move rook d6.
So there is a way out. So rookie. So, but this is. I would be worried. And Anish spent a long time earlier in the game, so he might be short on time here. It's amazing how he keeps practical chances alive, Carlsen. Nobody does it like him, right?
No.
Just in.
No, he's so confident. Because
yeah.
normally you're afraid, like, okay, am I going to lose this position
Yeah,
with white?
But he doesn't think he's.
He
gonna
doesn't
lose.
care. Also, sometimes he might lose, but he's
He lost in Shamkir. He lost to Rajabov. He lost He lost.
Yeah,
He
but-
lost a few games.
Okay, if you play risky, you lose
Yeah.
some games.
Of
but
course.
as far as you win more, and he has to win lots of games,
To
even
keep his
against
rating, right?
these players. Yeah.
Just incredible.
Against Giri, he has to perform almost one win, one draw.
every game
it's
to keep his
amazing.
rating, right?
So, well, I mean, you need to keep playing any position for performing like that. Eh? But here, yeah, well, I'm not sure.
I would be very, very nervous if I was black here.
You're always nervous. Aren't you?
I'm not always nervous. I don't get nervous at chess now. I used to, not anymore. I get nervous about other things like not being able to pay my rent.
Actually, lately, I wasn't nervous at all.
No.
In Cuba, I was so relaxed.
Yeah, you were relaxed.
And even when I lost the games, no, because I have lost a couple of games against So and Dominguez. And after a game against Dominguez, I just chose a very bad plan with white.
Mhm.
And after the game, I just felt so relaxed. It was the first time in my life that I felt like that, like really, like, well, okay, I wasn't very inspired, but it doesn't matter so much. I felt very nice, and I told him even, like, well, the good thing is that I feel very well. The bad thing is that I still lost.
I saw the result doesn't
the result
change.
doesn't change. Yeah.
Right. Well, Rook A8 has been played, so move 29. And
What is Minus going to invent here? Because Rook E7 is
Rook E7 is
it's coming, and
is a
it's
threat.
just making a draw almost immediately because Rook C7 will come. So I'm not really sure what the magic Magnus is going to find to keep playing this game. Probably.
What about this? Is this a crazy idea?
So what if Rook E7?
No, Rook D8. And if you take,
take-
I was sorry.
Ah,
I
yeah.
was looking at this line with Bishop E5 and
Yeah.
Bishop D6.
Well, the idea is nice, but it's not possible.
It's not possible,
because
unfortunately.
you lose your Rook. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can resign.
Yeah.
Knight, Rook A8, Knight B5, Rook AC8 played well.
Ah, he repeated one.
He's repeated once already. I think he's just going to repeat.
Jan, still the
Jan,
drink is.
Yeah, and the drink offers, it's still on. Paco is interested. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to poaching a dinner off him. Let's go back to Aronian Agerstein.
They play.
This is a beautiful game. Queen D2. Well, you have to go Knight C3, right? Well,
Have you? Yeah. What else?
what else?
Queen
You've
F6
got
first or
B3
something.
as well. That's
Queen F6 first or something. No, but B3 doesn't make any sense
no,
because I take, you'll take, and then you'll change your good knight instead of the other one.
right.
So
He'll
you
go
want to
knight-
keep your knight.
He's
on
going to
D4.
go Knight C3. Oh, Queen F6
Queen
first.
F6 first. Is there any big difference here? Bishop E2, let's say.
Bishop
Because you don't need to hurry so much to
yeah,
play
you can
knight
just
C3.
play
yeah?
G5 here, right, or H5, or some expansion on the king side. Amazing game, right?
Yeah. Why?
If
You're not in a hurry to play knight
if
C3.
Agerstein wins this game,
Well, I mean, what are the odds of Agerstein beating Levon with black?
well, I would have liked to have seen online before the game, but it would have been huge, right?
Huge. 15, 20, I don't know.
Yeah,
Something
15 to 1 or something, or 20 to 1.
Easily.
Okay, it's not lost yet, is it? I
But
mean,
No, it's not lost, but he's playing almost without any
he played Knight
risks now.
C3. He played Knight C3.
Okay.
But you know what? I really think he can pressure in this ending. If you have to take
No, now I would take a draw, really. But
No,
still, I mean, well,
no, well, I'm
draw
not
against Levon with black is... Well,
yeah, but are you so sure this is a draw?
No, it's not an immediate draw, but... Well... Just to keep the rook, yeah? Just to keep the rook to play.
You can keep the rook as well. Why not, right?
Rook A7 or something, yeah?
Yeah, rook somewhere. I mean, I even like taking. I do. I have to admit,
Yeah, but with so few pieces, it's going to be difficult
I understand.
to win.
So
I
maybe
think.
you
If
can-
you want to win, you normally try to keep pieces, huh?
So okay, you can play rook a4.
Rook A4 or something. And what is the threat? Let's say, okay, you play H5 at some point.
G6, H5. You improve your king. You put your
Yeah,
queen.
the
on.
king on F2
It's
is a little bit
really
weak. yeah.
weak. And what's this?
No, if Levon will be with black, I'll bet that Levon is going to win the game. But Levon is with white, and he defends very well, very tough. I've been myself winning against him a few games, like 3-4 games. I was almost completely winning against him, and
Have you beaten him? No.
I just couldn't beat him.
No.
He just survived even with a piece down sometimes, and it was just amazing. I've beaten him only once, but 20 years ago when we were kids.
Right.
But then he switched his surname to avoid, because it was not. I think he was Aronov at that time.
Aronov.
I
Wow.
think Levon Aronov,
Wow.
and then he switched to Aronian.
Okay.
So I haven't beaten Aronian yet.
Okay.
Only Aronov.
Well, I think rook a4 and what black keeps good chances to press. As you said, not winning by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, it's great to see fighting chess today. Really, all games are
Fighting, but it's gonna be lots of draws anyway, I think.
It's going to be lots of draws, but it's a fighting day. Let's go to Svidler Kramnik very quickly. Knight d6.
Well,
Well, you can take a
knight b6 is a
pawn.
normal move, yeah.
And then I suppose the idea is bishop f5.
You attack the rook and the bishop on
then-
b2 afterwards.
But, you know,
And
you win an
knights-
exchange here.
Yeah, then there is this trick knight c4 to try to... Bishop
if you-
b1, knight d6,
And then rook b2.
and then check and draw. Check on c4 and it's a draw.
Oh, that's beautiful. So rook b2, but now
Check on
check.
c4 and
And
f7. You can take on
You
e5,
can
but it's not going to help you so much. It's just a draw. Yeah. Well, you can move the knight around the whole board. h6, g5,
cute.
but still a draw.
Yeah.
This is a normal outcome of the game. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very likely to be a draw, that one.
What about
also,
Ka-
Magnus is going to be a draw. I think
Kayaking
Levon is
Topalov.
going to be a draw as well. So Topalov is suffering. And which is the other game?
The other game is Grishchuk Caruana.
Grishuk Caruana. Yeah, most possibly a draw, but I like Caruana's chances here. And Grishuk is thinking forever, every move. Huh?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
He's just thinking forever. He doesn't like his position at all. As I told you, if you simplify these two pieces, if you change all these four pieces,
Yeah, black is better.
then it's so easy for black,
Yeah.
because you just have b3,
Yeah.
and even if you change a5 for b3, your bishop is going to be quite good, and the bishop on g2 is out of play. It's just hitting on his own pawn. Yeah, this bishop on g2,
Mhm.
just hitting to your own pawn, and doesn't help at all. And you can try to run with the c pawn. Yeah? The c pawn.
Yeah, the c pawn's a runner, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness. Wow.
So I prefer
Incredible.
Fabiano's chances here.
So Fabiano, let's get a tweet. How long has Alexander Grishchuk got left?
Yeah,
So only move 19.
I'm.
Got a tweet from Jan Gustafsson. Come on, Lawrence. Adjusant can't win this after exchanging
Exchanging
rooks.
This is what we.
Well,
what
look,
I
he
thought.
exchanged rooks and he played quit the move. And
He's playing like you,
I really think you can play this position forever with black.
but you would have played f5 long time ago.
I wouldn't have played. I didn't even see bishop takes d5. It's not even on my. I didn't see this move.
Yeah, but this is very solid. I mean,
Oh yeah, he's never going to lose this position.
it's difficult to lose. You can always lose. You know, it's
You can always.
it's possible to
Of
lose
course, I've lost every
every possible position.
every possible position that you can't lose. I've lost. Really.
When you play chess for a long time, you realize everything is possible to lose. Well, even if you're a great player, but still.
You know, I'm a bit worried if I get my king on d6 here.
And then you would play queen b4, try to
Queen
exchange queens.
b4, then
C4, C3.
c4. And,
Yeah,
well, I'm not sure this is so trivial
it's
to
not,
defend.
it's not that easy, but
Not at all. I do think there will probably be a draw, but I'm not so sure it's so trivial. This is the instinctively the way, but maybe rook a4 was better. But it's to keep the rooks.
I think Siemens' decision is understandable. Eh? He played a good game. He's playing now for free almost against Levon with
Yeah.
black.
What more
I
do you want?
mean, well, it's a normal decision.
And if you ever go f4 here, you can just go f6 with black, right? And it's
I guess, yeah.
you can keep.
But then your king will be exposed, and it's easy to find some kind of draws for white as well.
So what would you play here with white?
Well, I don't know. This bishop c4 is normal, trying to block there if it's possible, or f4. But probably because your king is so bad on f2 now. I mean, it's a little bit weak for white. So it's normal to play f4 to at least provoke weaknesses on the other king as well. Huh? So I think f4 makes lots of sense actually. Because as your king is going to be bad anyway.
And is f6 so bad?
Then, well, I take.
Oh, you take and play queen a2.
Take and, well, I don't know. Well, but now it's not the same. Eh? Your king on g8 is also exposed.
Sure.
And then bishop c4, d6 check or something at some point.
Play bishop c4.
Oh, why not? Yeah, queen a2, queen a8. I have some counterplay now. That's the good thing about f4.
Haven't I got...
Check. Oh, that's a check, but is it something else apart from that?
It's getting tricky, isn't it? It's now getting concrete calculation.
Yeah, of course. But I think
So
white
you don't like
chances,
f6?
white chances are okay.
You think he'll go f4?
F4. Levon is going to play f4 for sure. Levon, I'm absolutely sure he's going to play f4. Levon, he loves this kind of moves and just to provoke.
Is this any good?
No, you take it. Huh? You just
And
take.
no good check.
Knight b3, queen e3, and nothing happens. Knight f5, I just go.
Just go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good.
Oh, Levon is going to play f4.
Well, it's move 40, so he's only got one move to make.
He loves these moves, really. Levon, he's tricky.
Yeah. Wow.
Because otherwise g5 might come in for black. I mean, actually, why he didn't play g5 one move ago? Could he? Maybe that was better, huh?
G5. Maybe he's worried about queen a5.
Then it's not easy to make progress. But queen f6? It's not easy to make progress.
Bishop e2.
Bishop e2, g4.
G4. Takes and
C4.
take and check.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It should be enough to hold at least. Eh?
Yeah, and you can take here,
Yeah, but this is not. I'm not gonna win this.
but
You have this d
the
pawn.
pawn's massive.
Yeah, it's dangerous for black.
Yeah.
Here.
He played bishop c4.
He didn't play f4.
He didn't play f4.
I would have lost something there also. This.
Oh my goodness, maybe bishop c4.
What now? Is g5 now?
G5? Yeah.
H4 or something?
No.
No, just king g2.
King g2, king g7. Okay, right. I understand. It's very difficult to
break through.
to break through with black, but
No, it's gonna be a draw.
It's-
That game is gonna be a draw.
okay. I trust you.
And is Magnus repeating? Just
Yeah,
repeating moves?
so we've had knight a7, rook a8, knight b5.
So if he need, okay,
one
now it's
more.
his option to
Now,
finish the game.
well, you might play this knight c6 move, right? Just to. No, he played knight b5, so.
C'est fini.
C'est fini.
I want a drink and
I don't think he won. I don't think he's going to accept it.
no.
No.
But it's,
played
it's writ-
G5,
It
by
was
the way.
written there. He took it, huh?
Yeah, but
Oh.
well,
We'll see. We'll negotiate.
we'll soon see. So knight b5, and that has ended in a draw. So a good result for Anish Giri. Magnus Carlsen still yet to beat Anish Giri. Never lost Anish against Carlsen, and he'll be very happy with that result. I think Anish played very well actually in that game. I think
Yeah.
it was a very good game. Adjestein doing well. Grishchuk Caruana. How long has Alexander spent on this move? I mean, it
Well, maybe
feels like-
it's blocked or something. No, maybe the board is blocked.
No, I don't think so.
But
Because
he
we're,
does
we're
this.
receiving other moves.
He does
So,
this
yeah,
from time to
He
time.
does this. So rook
But he
b7.
has such a good nerves afterwards for the time travel. He's a beast there.
He's a beast in time trouble.
Time travel. He plays better than with time, maybe.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them say. A lot of
It's
the guys say.
It's amazing.
Karyakin, Topolov, well, Karyakin clearly with an advantage, but so difficult to win this position with white. These pawns are so bad, and despite
Yeah, this is going to be a draw as well, I think. So actually today it might end in 5 draws easily.
incredible.
Easily. Fighting chess, but well, chess well played is a draw,
Of course, yeah.
so it might happen.
Svidler Kramnik. That's a cute.
Well, Svidler needs to find these tricks.
It's
Knight b6.
because it doesn't look obvious.
It's
right?
not obvious at all. Knight b6, bishop f5, knight c4 is, well, it's hidden.
You've also got bishop d3 here. as a move.
Oops.
But after bishop d3, rook d3, just
What is this?
what's going on here?
It's not fun for
Bishop d3, what's going
I
on?
missed that one before. Well, I don't see a move here. Knight c4 or what? Knight c4?
Ah,
No, knight c4. Oh la la.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Wow.
my
Well,
goodness.
this is-
What a
But it's
e4?
easy to miss. such
e4?
move. Bishop h3.
Oh my goodness. That is absolutely stunning idea.
It's so easy to miss it. And also because if you go bishop h3 immediately, then f5 probably winning for black. Yeah?
So instead, so you're saying after bishop
Yes,
d3,
bishop d3, bishop h3 is a bad
bishop
move probably,
h3.
or not.
because of, oh goodness,
Oh.
I'm sorry, we'll get that board back in a second. Just had a slight,
g5, okay. This guy played
g5 was played by
Yeah.
Justine. He's reached the time control, 40 moves, he's never going to lose
but
his
he's
position.
But he's not going to make much progress.
He's not going to make progress here.
Just
Difficult to make
it
progress. And we'll get the other board back in a second. So, Adjustine impressive so far. Carlson impressive because he tried.
He tried.
He tried
and
really
as-
super hard.
as much as possible. I mean.
This is an incredible idea. He played rook c3.
Yeah, he
here.
couldn't find this.
He couldn't fight, but this is just
This
this
was
idea.
difficult.
I mean, this idea is just insanely special. And then if bishop h3, you're right.
f5, no, I thought.
But
But
then
f5,
e5.
bishop e5. So it's a draw anyway here. It's probably a draw anyway.
Right. But he went bishop
Oof.
c3, and then now, what's going on?
It's still quite solid. Yeah.
Equal material. This
So
pawn.
material and well.
Maybe, yeah. And this pawn is always probably just knight c8,
rook 8,
rook
knight
a8.
It's still drawish. Yeah.
Still drawish. Yeah. Okay, would agree with that. And queen e3 finally played by Grishchuk.
Yeah, but the move rook b7 is protecting the queen, which is
Right.
important.
It's important, right?
So now a move like bishop f5 would be normal. Yeah? Maybe even h6. I'm not sure if it's possible, but bishop f5 is the most normal move here, just to create a threat and to see what's going on. Well, let's see what happens here. Jan Gustafsson is not tweeting anymore?
Not tweeting anymore, Jan. In fact, we should probably reintroduce him in a moment, Paco.
Sure.
Thank you very much
I go
for.
to relax.
You can go and relax. That would be. Thank you very much for coming though and sharing your expertise.
You're making a break, or
We're going to make a short break because I think now we're at the stage where most players we will keep an eye on Grishchuk Caruana because they're only on move 20, but the rest of the games look
calm.
calm down.
Calm.
But hopefully we'll see you again soon
Maybe,
on the
yeah,
broadcast.
maybe.
All right, we're going to be back in just a few minutes where I will be joined once more by Jan Gustafsson. Don't go anywhere. We still have 4 games in progress. See you soon. Hello and welcome back. This is round 1 of Norway Chess. I'm Lawrence Trent. I'm joined once again by Jan Gustafsson, who now owes me on record 2 dinners. Having lost his bet today, he was very confident that Magnus Carlsen was going to beat Anish Giri, but I had faith in the young Dutchman, and he played really precisely, didn't he, to...
You were right again. It was a good game, and
Was
I really
actually a very
liked
good
Magnus Carlsen's intent to keep it going with, especially this move knight c3. I really admired because pretty much everybody would force a draw here with something like knight f6, king h8, knight e4, or bishop b2, bishop g7. This, I think, is the line most of us would have chosen. Takes, knight to d6, rook f8, and just c8 queen, for example. Takes, knight takes, rook a7, and a draw. So knight c3 just to plan knight b5, as you mentioned on the show, which I very much enjoyed watching in my absence. was a great intent, so I can't be that mad at Magnus Carlsen for costing me yet another dinner. And in general, I still believe it's going to be plus EV to bet on Magnus Carlsen winning with white.
Probably.
But hats off to Anish Giri, who keeps stubbornly not losing to Magnus. Maintains a plus score, never lost a tournament game to the guy. And yeah, good start for him. He starts with 2 blacks, so to draw Magnus Carlsen the first round is definitely going to give him some confidence. The Dutch Nepalese hope.
Russian.
Is he Dutch Nepalese Russian?
I think he's got Russian. He speaks fluent Russian.
Yeah, it's probably true.
He's working with Vladimir Tukmarkov now, the very famous Ukrainian grandmaster. Tuki.
Right, I've seen some pictures.
Tuki, as he's known. I've
He's
never
called
met him.
Tuki?
Yeah, that's his name.
Hmm.
I've never met him, but you know, he's a bit of a
he
legend.
coached a lot of successful teams,
Yeah.
the Ukrainian national team, later the Azeri national team. And yeah, he has a very good reputation for knowing what he's doing. He is also working with Robin van Kampen, who has a horrible reputation for not knowing what he's doing. But
Poor old Robin.
we're just kidding. Robin, of course, a very strong Dutch grandmaster, sometimes doesn't get mentioned enough because he's also the number 7 or something in the world junior list. Works together with Anish Giri on theory and other enterprises the two of them might be pursuing. So yeah, I'm still upset, Magnus. Can you come through once for me? Nothing hurts me more than having to feed I am Lawrence Trent.
I love being fed. Let's talk about Svidler, another good friend of ours. This is a position at the moment. We had an amazing idea here, Jan. After rook b3, bishop f1, knight d6. This idea of knight takes b6, followed by bishop f5. And now you've got this incredible resource, knight c4.
Yeah, I saw. Bishop b1, knight d6, and then some sneaky stuff, right? Bishop d3,
And you just go bishop
g2, e4, bishop a3. Yeah, that's pretty.
It's really pretty. And
All your pieces are hanging, but you will either win the rook or have it perpetual, right?
exactly.
That was pretty sweet.
But we didn't get that. You
But-
played rook c3, and we got this pretty much, well, I mean, the pieces came off, a pawn was 1 for 1. Maybe black's got a slight advantage, but you can't envisage this being...
Should be a draw, but yeah, white is the one who has to be a little careful, right? His king is further from the action at the moment. Black has the 2 bishops. I'd be a little tempted to go bishop c4 and chop them off, but I think black can keep playing a little bit. Wondering about bishop c5, but maybe I have this cute move, knight d7, right? Which even then would not be the end of the world, but white should probably draw this. And again, you never know. Such a position,
Well,
the black king is a lot closer to the action,
I
so you have
wouldn't
to be
like-
careful.
yeah. You played rook d1. If we, you
That's
played
probably a more sane move. He maintains the option of going bishop c4 and
And
now
then-
bishop c5.
well, yeah, bishop c4 also just introduces rook d7 as an idea.
Right.
So, bishop c5.
First of all, if you want to be cute, you can probably
You can
play
probably
this,
do it
right?
anyway,
No.
right?
Point is that after bishop b6, rook d7 check wins back the piece. But also after bishop c5, I think knight d7 is a very solid move. But yeah, Svidler is the one who has to take a little care here to
Yeah.
stir the game towards a draw. But I don't think he will have
I think rook d1 is
massive
good.
troubles. Rook d1 does look like a very decent move.
Yeah.
Yeah, knight d7, rook
You can't-
c8 is
You
probably
can't go
once
here
again
because of
knight
check.
e5.
So you have to go after knight d7. You have to go rook c8.
Yeah, black is still
It's still
slightly better, but white should hold with some
I th-
precise moves. Bishop g2 might be smart here.
I think he's going to go for this bishop c4 stuff in the end.
Also fine.
Let's look at Karyakin Topalov because
What's going on there? I missed a lot of the action there.
It's incredible.
d4 was a strange move, right? He had this d takes c4.
Yeah, but this is not easy to calculate, as Paco was explaining. And white, you have to sacrifice a piece with black,
Right.
and it still might give you a draw. But d4 I actually like, practically speaking, because suddenly you get this amazing bishop Exchange, full
It's
exchange.
full exchange. An exchange is an exchange.
But white is so open. White is, his king is exposed, black is solid.
Yeah, I hear you. The bishop on c6 is
It's
a
just
very
a-
nice piece.
Just a great piece. Rook e1, rook e8, rook f4, check. He won a pawn. Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Past a pawn just for tough times.
but now he played a move that I probably wouldn't have played. b5 just feels like it's weakening. Why b5?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna cause him major troubles, but it feels like it's unnecessary because the bishop is so solidly based on c6.
I think
holding
I would have
everything
just
together,
played
right?
this move to try.
Well, rook d8 occupying the open file also looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's now rook d2, but
I mean, you can't ever lose this with black, right? I mean,
no. Well, maybe he didn't want to allow e6, but it's hard to believe black could get into trouble here.
Right.
But we know Topalov, he likes to push his pawns, and
Does.
g5 doesn't make sense here, so he went b5. But I'm with you, I wouldn't have done it
I wouldn't
because,
have done
yeah, it loosens his bishop up, and maybe rook f6 could be a nuisance.
Well, he did it. Rook f6, bishop d7 played, rook a6, bc4, and now rook ea1. But surely now the idea is that
I think the idea is to take off a pair of rooks. This is an instructive moment. If you're in exchange up and you have two rooks against one opposing rook, it's normally a good idea to exchange that one rook so your remaining rook can reign more freely. And I think, since I don't see how to prevent it, that Topalov will have to be a little careful here.
so if I go bishop e6, am I
Well,
losing?
just rook a8.
Okay.
You just want to take and sit there.
What's going on?
Well, I have some bishop b4 ideas.
I'm lucky
Well,
I've got a check.
I'll probably start with king f2 to eliminate that very
so
check.
now I have to go.
You have to go, well, I'll go
Somewhere
c3, yeah,
here.
bishop g5. I'm not sure if you can win this, but I'd be a little concerned. You're saying it's just a fortress.
I'm not sure if it is just a fortress, but I mean, you never. How do you? Maybe there is. Maybe you just have to.
Well,
I would be worried if these bishops came off. I think.
Exactly, there's some ideas you can work with exchange threats like king e2, bishop d2, bishop b4, bishop f8. I'm with you, it's more likely than not it's a drawn holding, but I wouldn't say it's a dead draw or a fortress.
Right.
Where's Paco Vallejo when we need some chess understanding? You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
like he's talking about all kinds of things.
This is the Iranian game, Jan. King g2 on the board, and
Yeah, I think this is a dead draw. I don't see black having enough resources to make this interesting, because whenever you start doing something fancy with your queen or king, you have to start worrying about the d pawn as well.
right.
So I think it's just a draw.
Right. Okay.
The
Interesting.
Grishuk game, I haven't seen much of. This is complicated, isn't it?
How long has Grishuk got left? Can we?
Let's
get-
find out. Let's check on the official Chess24 site, which will give us the time controls and the engine evaluations. And, well, I'm sure it gives us something else as well. It does evaluate it
Grishuk has got 8 minutes
as
left.
equal. Grishuk has 8 minutes for 20 moves. Do we know if they play with increment? I guess they probably don't, right?
Not probably after
Not-
move 60.
Not on the
right?
first 40
Right.
moves. Please let us know. Is there anybody still tweeting us? We haven't been much in touch with the Twitter sphere, right? I love
Yeah,
the Twitter sphere.
We do love the hashtag C24 Live. We all love a bit of Twitter. We like to hear from you. How do you rate Anish Giri's performance today? Are you equally as impressed, or is it something you just expect from him nowadays? Do you think Karyakin is going to beat Topalov? Do you think Grishuk Caruana is going to be a draw?
What's going on in Grishuk Karana? I can't take a pawn on h6, can't I?
You can, yeah,
Bishop.
but
I was
and
thinking.
then your
Well,
B
now he
pawn
takes my
drops.
b3 pawn. Yeah, I don't want that. I was thinking bishop f6.
Ah,
To, no, I mean instead of knight takes f6. So
he's played knight take. Oh no, he hasn't. So bishop takes f6.
Bishop
Bishop takes
f6.
f6.
And take on h6, but probably just
Just
rook
bishop.
b3 or yeah, bishop g7. I have queen f4 hitting the d6 pawn, but just
Bishop
rook
e5.
b3. Yeah, well then I'll go somewhere e3, and at least I'll be pawn up, right?
So you just want to take here.
I couldn't see why not.
Yeah, also makes sense. And as Bacco said, you've got to be careful with white. These are
Be
two
very
pawns.
careful. Yeah. If you don't develop some kind of counterplay on the king side, you are losing on the queen side in the long run. I mean, like some a4, c4 pressure on the b pawn. So Grishuk, yeah, taking his time. He's probably not all that happy with the overall situation, right?
6.5 minutes for 20 moves. Not a long time, but we all know Alexander Grishuk loves the adrenaline rush of a time trouble bout. Loves it. Let's hear your tweets, people. Have we got any good tweets?
Let's find out.
We've got...
It's mainly my tweets, so they can't be all that good, right?
Right.
Oh, the last one is hilarious, though, here. Jan Gustafsson, that's a funny guy. He's linking some Zombieland video.
Right.
It's really hilarious to combine chess with random movie references.
Couldn't agree more. King e7 played by Vladimir Kramnik. Now, surely the idea is that you're going to play knight d5 and bishop g2 or something. Well, he played knight d5.
Yeah, it
Bishop
doesn't look
d5,
like progress.
okay.
Bishop d5 is just a draw.
And b6, I assume, is the idea. On
Well,
rook
I
d8.
assume the idea is just to make a draw. I don't
Right,
think he
so
sees
that's-
any winning chances here.
That's going to end in a draw.
Yeah.
And
Do you want to bet like 20 pasta dinners on Vladimir Kramnik winning this position? I'll give you 20 to 1.
no, you're all right, thank you.
20 to 1.
No, I'm going to pass up on that one. That's going to end in a draw. I think they're just making moves and...
Yeah, of course. This is a draw. We're just joking around. We know Lawrence Trent would never be baited into something like this. I'm sorry.
This is the position with Aronian.
Do you think Levin could think of playing for a win here? I don't
No.
really see how, frankly.
The f3 pawn's too weak.
Yeah, you also can't really make progress. No, I believe this will end in a draw. I was very impressed with Aktestein's
Really great
play,
game.
especially, of course, the move rook to b4.
Great move.
Really like in the old books, Petrosian putting the exchange there to straighten out his pawn structure, activate his pieces. Very good stuff.
Yeah.
Bishop b4 takes, bishop d5. also
f5 was very
good time.
interesting there as well.
You consider f5 interesting in every position, right?
No,
Like,
but here really,
Yeah,
I would
it
have
was
I
fun,
would have
yeah.
played f5 certainly.
Right.
Because, well, okay, if you take it, you're in trouble. No, because if you take it, you there's a double attack on a2 and f3.
Right.
No, that's already serious. That's already really bad.
Maybe it was an f5. You can use your remaining rook even on the f file in some cases.
I would have played f5 in a heartbeat, I think.
But Seaman is old school, classically
old school.
educated player. Bishop
Yeah.
d5. He understands the structure. He's in no trouble whatsoever here. cd, knight b6. No, I was quite impressed with the way he handled this. After queen d2, maybe it's even a little early to cash in with knight c3.
yeah,
you know?
it's possible.
I'm
Queen
not
f6
sure.
was justified.
Queen f6 is a move, yeah, for example. And it's hard to believe the white rooks could ever be superior to these knights who can jump in at any time. So, yeah, pretty good stuff by Seaman Aktestein. And having been an outsider in these tournaments myself, I know it gives you a lot of confidence if you survive the first game. While if you lose it, it could really go wrong. We have another tweet by Mr. Life Slayer. That's a terrifying name. Hi guys, could you tell me what's going on in Aronian Aktestein? Both on 24C, I guess that's us, and the official side, the board has frozen.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe they're not making moves. I was assuming they're thinking. Let me check our side to see what's going on there. Hope there's no technical problems. Maybe it's just the guys having a deep thought. But we don't know. We're far away in Gibraltar, where the sun is shining.
Let's go straight back to the Grishuk game because the Aronian Agerstein game can wait, yeah, and it's...
No, can't wait. I will immediately address that topic and create distracting noises in the process. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's move 41 if the guys, take their time and
Right.
there's nothing frozen but just Seaman is having a long think, evaluating the action.
We'll get on to that shortly, but the most important thing is that we have a time trouble scramble, Grishuk Caruana, and look at this.
He did take that pawn.
He did, and he went Queen F4 immediately.
He forced the bishop to
B5.
E5 first.
But
right.
okay, what's the difference?
Rook takes B3, what's his point? Does he wanna
I
go,
think there's this.
does he have some cheapos? It's not that cheap, it's a nice idea actually. But does it work? Queen A7?
Well, and now
He has more resources. Wow.
incredible.
That is pretty interesting. That's what Grishuk does. He spends all this time, but then he's incredibly sharp tactically.
Hindfish. High fish.
Is that where your German studies have taken you? You learned the word shark.
Is that right? How do you say
It's
it?
very good. High fish. You can just say high, but high fish. It's like shark fish.
Shark, that's correct, right?
Yeah, high fish is correct.
You didn't know I knew that, right?
I only know very limited pieces of your German repertoire, which we can't repeat on the air, even if
Certainly
we
can't.
wanted to. So, Svidler-Kramnik is a draw. No big surprises there.
Yep.
The two Russian rivals and training partners from the old days.
So what's going on here? So if you retreat, you can also retreat here. And even if you go here, so what?
Well,
Bishop
you're a
F-
pawn up, but
Yeah, but so what?
Bishop F5 or even F5.
Nah, not F5.
Why not F5?
Just
I agree, it looks loose, but if you have to go back, does this work? Queen E3, DC5. I don't believe that. What do I do? Long awkward pause for thinking. These are the best moments. It's two bishops. I have two bishops.
yeah, but you're in a bit of a.
I'm a little bit passive. I
you're
will
a bit
admit that.
passive.
Yeah, it
Maybe.
could be,
I
could
mean,
be.
I don't know. It could be
I
complete
don't know either.
nonsense. It could be complete gibberish.
Hmm.
The other point is C5's dropping. So if you go
Yeah,
here,
of
I
course.
can just go here and Rook C1. And C5 drops and A5 drops, and I'm never losing with white, right?
I also don't think you're winning. Two
No.
bishops are two bishops. But yeah, you have a point for sure. So what else could he do? He could go Rook takes B3 immediately and then Knight C5.
Rook takes B3, Knight
yeah, that's
C5.
the one we saw earlier.
Yeah.
It was very unclear. I have no idea where this is going. DC, D6, Queen A7, Bishop G5, Bishop D5, sorry. Say Bishop G7, Queen takes G6, and fire on board. White is a piece down, but black certainly has its own problems. You'd take white here, wouldn't you?
I'm not sure.
I honestly don't know. Normally these things are more or less equal.
Not sure who I would take. It's really interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's look at Kayak and Topolov. We got this position, so he's played G5. Oh, yeah, I think this is a draw now. I think the point is he's given some space for his king. I think that's very
No, the
important.
point is whenever it's legal to play G5, Topolov will play G5. That's
is
the only
also very
reason.
true.
We mentioned earlier he can't go G5 here. Now he can. No, but seriously, he's preparing King G6 and he has to grind to make a draw. But I agree with you. I think he will
Does
reach
he have
it.
to grind so much? I think if you keep these bishops on, it's very difficult to make any
Yeah, but if
progress.
you can operate with exchange threats, I'm not sure if you can always keep them on, because I will push your bishop to undesirable areas. Do you remember at the start of the show where I said after 6 hours it's going to be a Karyakin endgame and we're going to be talking about random nonsense? It happens every day. He's going to play this ending for 3 hours and try to push him here a bit,
He is going to play
which
it
is
for a
understandable.
while. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, I think he will. And we have that position in
Wow,
the,
we do have
in the
it.
Grishuk game.
Incredible. Okay.
black is not forced to take, but it would feel like chickening out a little bit if he didn't, and also he would end up being a pawn down, right? Like knight d3. Some compensation because of the passed a pawn. But here it feels like, at the very least, white achieved something.
Right. And this isn't...
So I think
and
taking
let's
is
get a
the-
check on how long Fabiano's got, actually. If you can use your
I
mag-
can check that.
Let's see how long Fabiano's got, because I'm not...
Let us find out. Rishu Caruana. Fabiano does have 10 minutes left. Grishuk has
He played
3
rook
minutes
b5.
left, and he did play rook b5. Didn't want any part of this dc5 action. Let's have a brief look. Anyway, if dc5, what happens? Huh? d6, queen a7. Bishop d5 looks logical, doesn't it? Because bishop a8, queen a8 is just bad for white.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So bishop d5, bishop g7 also logical because queen g6 is coming anyway. Queen g6. Now the rook is hanging, so we go somewhere. Not sure where. Oh, and this rook takes a5. Wow. Queen a5 will lead to mate after queen f7. Very instructive mating sequence. King h7, bishop e4, king h8, queen e8, and that's all she wrote.
Beautiful. This has all been seen. Oh, by the way, we have a draw in Aronian Ajustai.
Right.
So, good result for Seaman. We'll be very happy with the way he played.
Yeah, he played a good game, and was in slight trouble in the early middle game, we thought, but then really excellent play, especially this rook b4 business I really liked, and it will give him confidence.
Absolutely.
Now let's not forget Jon Ludwig Hammer last year. He scored 1.5 out of 9, so in order to top that score, he only needs 1.5 more points.
There you go. We have this position in the Grishka Caruana game. Remember, they've still got to make another 15 moves, and they're down to...
We will have some action here,
We're
right?
going to have action.
I should get back into action mode.
This is action stations. Queen d2 just played by Alexander Grishuk. Now you want to... I mean, if I were black, I would be...
You would be interested in advancing that pawn.
I would be.
Why do you go queen d2? Why not queen f4
To stop a4,
impede
right?
a4 at the very least,
I
right?
don't know. Feels right.
It's a new word I learned, impede. You like it?
I do. I've
That's
heard
a
it
good word.
many times. When did you learn it?
No, I think I've had it passively, but I haven't been using it that much. Oh, my friend Sam Thompson is tweeting us. He shares my hobbies. I like Sam Thompson.
There's no increment before move 40. I'm
Right.
almost certain of it. I'm almost certain of it. We will double check.
I also don't think there is, but if someone could confirm, that will give us more confidence on the show.
G4 played by Karyakin.
Keeping the king boxed in.
Yeah, kind of like that move.
I think... Well, I'm always wrong about these things, as we know. But I think it's not easy to make a draw here. King f3.
Okay.
Take. King g3. e6 check.
I'm losing to h6. Okay, I've got to be careful. Let's go back. H4. So check. I go back.
Right. How do I make progress? Bishop d2? Oh, yeah, bishop d4. Yeah, if these pawns drop off, there's nothing left to hope
Actually, he
for.
played bishop h2 first, which might be a really good move because...
Wants to sit on f4.
Yeah, it sits on it, and now this h5 idea, you check and then come back, so, king f3. Can I just go h5?
Well, you can just check after king f3 if you want.
Oh, you can just check as well, yeah.
No, maybe I should start with rook d6, so some move restricting your bishop a little bit.
And now fh?
Well, king f3 and take it from there.
Okay. So takes, bishop f4.
Yeah, it's not easy to make
Solid,
progress.
isn't it?
Bishop d4. I'm not sure if there's any zoom
You can't ever-
potentially.
The problem is you can never... No, it's just a draw, isn't it?
What can I do?
You can't do anything with white.
I want to do something.
Yeah.
Bishop d4, rook
Okay.
d8.
Bishop d4.
Well, you have to make a move.
Okay, let me
That's
just
good.
say I repeat.
Right. Rook d8, let's say.
Okay.
I'll try king e4 at some point. Also doesn't threaten that much, but why not?
What's the threat? I don't understand.
Bishop e3.
Ah, but now you've. Now you've. Ah, I see.
Well, you can take on g4, and I'm not sure I'm posing any real
yeah.
problems. Bishop g5 and whatever return, you have some space for your king. Here
Oh, no,
I'm winning the
no,
bishop,
I
bishop
lose.
f6, yeah.
Yeah, no, I lose. Okay,
So
so
at
I'm
least there's
being
some.
careless. Okay, so rook a8 on the
Somehow,
board.
yeah,
So
he put the rook on the 8. But I do agree that...
h6. He's not exchanging.
Yeah, well, you can keep that for later. I don't think white can stop this h5 plan anytime soon. Maybe here he was afraid of h5, just gh5, right? Maybe that was the idea.
King. Ah, was the rook already on the back rank?
Yeah, he just played rook
Ah,
8.
okay, right. He's gonna draw. He's gonna draw.
Yeah, but he's gonna play on for
He's
quite a
gonna
bit.
play on for a while. We're gonna be here for a few
And
hours.
I've gotten into some hot water on this show earlier when I started not paying enough attention to Kayakin's endings. The audience does care, so we should not ignore them just because
absolutely.
I don't know anything about endings. That's why you're here, the resident endgame expert,
That's what I'm renowned for, right?
amongst other things.
A4, Queen C2 on the board in the Grishuk game. Grishuk.
A3, I think he just wants to take it off. I think that's the
Really?
idea. Yeah.
Wow.
Queen C8.
And you never lose
whatever
on
you
that,
do, I put my
Put
bishop on
bishop
f3, king g2, and then I'll probe with h4, h5, something good happens to me. I'd take white here in a heartbeat. I'm not sure if he's objectively better, but I think his position is much easier
Wow.
to play.
Interesting.
Not sure if Caruana has an alternative. You could think about bishop d7. Well, I guess I can take. I would assume this position is a draw, basically. White is a pawn up, but as a martial player with my two lovely bishops, I don't think
It's
I'm
not
in
the
big
only
trouble.
opening, you know, where you get the two bishops for an exchange.
It is the only opening.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, I went down with his 4 against 3 and the bishop pair. I think white is better on paper, but I don't think black would be in a lot of trouble here. But decision time for Fabiano in both these lines. It does look like he's the one who's going to have to defend, which, especially with Grishuk's looming time trouble, is probably not what he's really been hoping for, right? There is one clever move brought to us by none other than the chess computers. Queen to a7, defending both threats. Rook takes a4. That's the only threat, really, but defending against it, rook takes a4,
Yeah, I like
queen
that
takes
move,
c8.
Queen
I did.
A7.
In preparing a3, and that would keep the tension. Queen c6 doesn't really do anything. Queen a6 is possible even just to defend the whole house.
But he played A3.
Did go a3.
Yeah, that's the human move.
I'd be very surprised if Grishuk did not take this off.
He did. He already
He did already. I don't know. I like white's position here. Bishop f3. I think black might want to think about giving back the exchange with rook b3, rook takes d3, which would probably still get him very close to a draw. He did play bishop f3.
Yep.
Because if you take it too slow, really, it's
King-
so automatic to improve this
Yeah.
position. King g2, h4, rook h1, h5. And there's not all that much black can do. Knight f4 at a convenient moment. So let's see how it goes. But I think Grishuk is thrilled because this position is so much easier to play all of a sudden in time trouble than the mess they had a couple moves earlier.
I think I'd play bishop d4 here with black. I'd probably going to lose to queen c4, is it? Yep. No, that's good.
Oh, that's double attack.
Yep, we're getting to that stage in the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, where bishop d4, I start blundering pieces. I don't normally do it before move 40, do I? Or do I?
I've never seen you blunder anything in the long, rich history of this broadcast. I believe this is the first incident where you missed
But
a
I
double
didn't.
attack.
I did see it immediately. Right?
That is true, yeah. It's like you touched the piece, but you didn't drop it off on d4, so you would still go bishop f6 or
Correct.
something like that.
Yeah. Which might be a good move.
It's probably an excellent move. So what's going on? We have 2 games still going.
Yep.
3 fighting draws. Aronian, Aktestein, Kalsengiri, Svidler, Kramnik. And Karjakin is trying to outgrind Topalov. I believe in Grisha Caruana. It's Grisha with the practical chances. But objectively, it's probably still very much equal. Rook c3, Queen g4 has been played. That's the situation.
Indeed. Remember, send us your tweets, hashtag C24 live.
Let's check the hashtag. You do the talking, I do the
All right.
clicking behind the board where we have our secret Twitter wall. Every
We have a
tweet
Twitter
is
wall.
written to us on our Twitter wall immediately behind the board.
I still think Caruana is going to hold a draw in that game.
I do agree. I'm just saying I'd rather be white now. Well, before it looked like Caruana was getting to have more of the fun. But I think
Yeah.
it will hold.
I think he'll hold as well. And got our regular tweeters coming in. Let's see.
Not a lot of action in the Twitter sphere.
Yeah, we need a bit more action from you guys at home. I suppose shortly, as soon as they reach the time control, we can start talking about HBO series.
Are you looking forward to that? I'm not that well prepared. I haven't put in my TV time.
Yeah, you've watched a lot of HBO.
Yeah, I've seen a thing or two.
This is the position at the moment in Grishchuk Caruana, move 32. They are down to their, well, they're not down to much, but this idea.
I think, yeah, it's high time to give this exchange back, because now he already got an h4. Let me play king g2 and h5, and this will get ugly for black.
Yeah.
But even rook takes d3, you know, like takes, and let's say rook takes h5, could end up being in trouble.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Because with the queens and the bishops, once the bishop gets to e4, not that much fun. So probably it's not the right timing to take on d3, no? But else, why would he go rook bb3? It must be his idea, right?
He's played f5.
That's his idea.
Wow.
Chasing the queen away, and if queen f4 has to do something immediately, because else h5 would be kind of crushing, probably has bishop h6, chasing it even further. Yeah, now we can go back to g7.
Oh, you might want to repeat.
Queen a4 maybe wants to chase the queen all over the place. Rook a3.
And it's just a
It's perpetual queen chase. Well,
perpetual
you can go
queen.
to d1, but that's not the most appealing of
Yeah.
squares.
Oh, excellent little idea then. Very, very good.
He is resilient, this.
He really is. He really is. That's an excellent idea.
Oh, the Twitter sphere is asking stuff. It's RW again, whom I suspect to be affiliated with you, and his latest tweet kind of confirms that. When will we see you with Tanya again, Lawrence? How's Jan specifically holding you back in this regard? He does have a point,
he
but
does have a point. I'm not sure when you're going to see me with Tanya again. I know she's very busy planning lots of other things. I think she just played is it Asian Women's Championship in Iran, I think.
I have no idea, to be
I think it
totally
was in
honest.
Iran. She did all right. But I'm not sure when we're going to be commentating again, I'm afraid to say. RW. In the meantime,
I'll vacate my chair for Tanya anytime, you know.
well,
that.
I'd like you to vacate your chair for anybody at all. I mean, I'll take anybody, literally.
Literally anybody? That's a very cruel statement.
That
It's
is
like 90% of titled players I would accept, but literally anybody. It's just too much.
In the Karyakin Topalov game, Bishop f4 just played.
Can we go h4 here? Is that a stupid idea? To push h5? Might be a stupid idea, because we're left with this perpetual weakness on g4. Then again, black doesn't
What
have
you'd
a
really
lot of
like to do
breathing
is
spare.
transport this bishop to f6.
Yeah, there is a way b4, but then e5 is always dropping. I guess this is a draw. We're too stuck with this pawn on g4.
It's probably a draw even without this pawn on c4. Oh, right.
I wouldn't know, but yeah, it could very well be. In the meantime, James White, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing, is asking us. What is he asking us? Do any chess tournaments ever generate profits for the organizers? I think they...
Hold that thought.
I'm holding.
Alexander Grishchuk has had a nightmare and blundered in time trouble. This
What
is
happened?
unbelievable. Look at this, Jan. We said, don't go back to D1, Alexander. Just accept the draw. He pushed too hard.
But even that doesn't look so bad yet.
He got his queen to D4. Okay, fine. Queen B1.
Still
Rook
looks
A
fine.
B3. Queen A2.
That's the blunder.
That's the
he had to
blunder.
go to A1 because Queen A2. He missed Rook takes D3,
my
takes Rook
goodness.
B2.
Oh my goodness me. With a winning position.
And game over. He's losing his queen or allowing Queen
Oh
takes F2.
Goodness me.
Wow, that is painful.
That is really sad to see because he played a really nice game. Also, Fabiano played a nice game. And I said, you know, Fabiano Caruana for the tournament.
He's your dark horse,
He's my
right?
dark horse. I said it before the tournament. And look at this, a massive win with the black pieces today.
Move 39, move 38, the
Wow.
blunder, very shortly before the time control. And that's, of course, it's always very easy to say with hindsight. We keep praising Grishuk for his control in time trouble, but you still blunder a lot in time trouble. Everybody does, right? And, well, if he has 10 minutes here, no way he plays Queen A2. Wow, that's a shocker.
That's a shocker. I'm in shock. What a terrible mistake by Grishchuk.
And we're Grishuk fans on
We're
the
big,
show, as we
massive
mentioned. So
Grishchuk fans. Queen A1 or even something more saying like Queen F1, but the Queen's passive and...
F1 is a bit passive, but yeah, just play Queen A1, the guy will repeat with Rook A3, Queen B1, you made it to the time control, and then have a good thought, you know? But I think that's exactly what he was thinking. He played Queen A2 automatically, thinking Rook A3, Queen B1, and I'll take it from there. And just miss that in this very situation, Rook takes D3 is crushing.
Wow, wow, wow. What a misstep. That means that we've only got one game left, Jan. Karyakin Topalov.
I told you, that's what always happens.
It
After
always
5 hours, there's one game. It's a Karyakin end game, and he did play H4.
Yeah.
I completely forgot the question too from James White because
Do chess tournaments ever generate profits for the organizers?
the organizers ever make a profit? I would assume so, right? I don't think every time and every tournament a lot is a labor of love and a chess and passion project, but I'm sure some tournaments make a profit for the organizers. In the US, I think this guy Bill Goichberg, he was organizing a lot of open tournaments. And it's a slightly different system over there with entry fees, and I think he did turn a profit. I think it was a business that he was running, and I honestly don't know. I've never organized a chess tournament, but I would assume that once in a while they make a profit. Why wouldn't they?
Incredible. What about World Cup predictions? Dan Dolan. Let's talk a bit about football.
Is that a football question?
Yeah, the World Cup's kicking off literally at the very end of this tournament.
But you know I'm not a football guy. I'm really not that informed.
What about Germany?
Germany, we used to be
I'm going
good
to show
like,
a bit of leg.
That is beautiful.
For people who don't know, I'm wearing shorts.
Are you wearing shorts? Germany, we used to be good in 1990 when we had 11 tall, strong guys, no system, no flow, just, you know, getting the job done. Then they started
Rudi
playing
Völler.
Rudi Völler, Lothar Matthäus, Andy Brehme, these guys, you know. Then they started trying to be Spain and Italy, playing tiki-taka, organized. We haven't won a thing since. We always lose to Spain or Italy in the semi-finals or finals. So Germany is playing well now. We have a lot of great players, but I don't expect them to win anything ever. We're a bit like England, except for that we actually have good players.
Yeah, right. You're absolutely right. I wouldn't contest that. I think we are going to struggle to get out the group stage. I think the eventual winners, well, it's difficult to say.
It's always hard to bet against Spain.
Or Brazil, actually, on home turf. They did it at the Confederations Cup last year. I think Brazil have got a great chance. Spain I'm not so fond of now. I think their system has been found out a bit. They play kind of like Barcelona in the Spanish.
And also this generation, they have aged a bit with the Xavis. And Iniestas, they're still good, but they're wear and tear.
I'm not sure that we're going to get Spain winning this thing. I think Germany, Brazil, as a real dark horse, you've got France, I think, have got an outside.
You know the real dark horse? Belgium.
Belgium are a
Belgium
real
has
dark
a
horse.
strong team.
It is a strong team, but they're young and they haven't played together much.
That's true. They're not going to win it.
So,
And also there is some speculation that in Brazil, the Latin teams, Brazil and Argentina, will have an advantage because of time zone, climate, proximity to home and so on. I think the history of World Cups has shown that normally the teams of the continent have an edge. I really don't know anything about football.
you don't know anything
watch
about football. Let's watch some chess, which you do know
H4,
a lot
H5.
about.
Yeah, especially
H4,
chess
H5.
and mix. The move makes a lot of sense. I missed it actually trying to exchange pawns, and that's it.
So if you take G takes, King takes H5, and now if you take this way,
King takes, draw. Or yeah, rook.
well, King takes Rook
Anything
G8.
takes, draw.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, King F5.
No, it's a
No,
draw.
I think this is a draw with only 2 pawns left. After H4, H5, is there H takes G5?
Yep.
That could ask some more questions because Bishop G5, Rook G8, I think is winning a pawn.
Oh goodness, yeah. And Rook H8, and then it's game on.
Right.
So HG5 looks critical.
Yeah. What are you going to do? You can't go King G5 because of Rook G8 either. Did he blunder?
Wouldn't surprise me. But with so much, why would you go H5?
Well, it's a very sane move strategically, just exchanging
Okay, let me just
pawns.
say I pass here, and you go
Well,
H5.
H5 is the only idea White has.
Okay, and now I pass again, and you want to. I mean, ideally, this is your plan, right? So let's say.
Well, here I might have King E4 and
But
some
now I
Bishop
can just
G4,
say-
E6 trickery, right? Is it some Rook H8 mates?
Oh goodness!
It's not so
Wow.
easy, mate.
No, it's just winning, right? So H5, King H, King E4.
Well, I think you gotta sit tight.
Okay, but what happens if you bring your bishop round?
Well, now Bishop G4 could be moved, right?
I see. And if you come in?
But are you mating me?
I
Bishop
could just-
H5 and then I'll create space, the H5 square.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm not sure, but we also have seen many times that Topalov hates to sit around and defend passively, right?
Right.
In the game he lost in the candidates against Anand.
Right.
It was very close to a draw, but then he also opened up the position. Here H5, H takes G has been played. Might still be within drawing territory. He just can't take on G5, it looks like. He has to play
So
Bishop
weird.
C1.
Such an odd
But
move.
why
though.
would you play H5, HG, Bishop C1? That's a strange sequence to play, right?
Probably is a great move, Bishop C1, because
That's
actually
probably the only move.
here you've got King H7. You take this guy with check next move.
Yeah, this doesn't
Actually,
really
you've got
do
to be
much
careful.
damage.
Got to be careful, so you can't check. So HG5. So if you go Bishop C1.
Well, there's GH5, of course.
Okay, but now we can go King H5, and I win this by force.
G5's dropping, yeah.
King E4, Bishop G5, and
Maybe it's all under control. Maybe Topalov calculated
did
this
see
and
this.
that's it.
I mean this position is a dead draw, right?
I'm always careful with dead draws, but
Well, Rook D1.
should be a draw, yeah.
Just King G6, right?
Yeah,
He
we're
played
thinking
Bishop
about
C1.
rook D1.
He's just being flash with his drawing method, right? Nice if it works, really. I mean,
Yeah, and also, who knows after this if you allow H5 and gotta sit passively with your king on H7, maybe there is some ways to make progress, which
wow, what
are
an
beneath
idea.
us.
Bishop C1. So now, you can't check on G8. This is a threat. You have to take. You're going to win this guy. Bishop D2 doesn't change anything. You can just...
Hang on. No, this should be a draw.
I mean-
yeah, just king g5.
I mean,
Even
you've got
c3, king f5, you distract him.
No, you've just got a...
Yeah, I think it's just
No,
a
it's
draw.
just a draw. You can't make progress here with white.
Well, you can go f6 with black at your
At your leisure, right,
convenience.
yeah. No,
So
well
probably,
done. Well done.
probably a good decision by Veselin Topalov.
So, here, king e4 takes rook d1, and now just king g6. And when,
Yeah,
whenever you
offer
pin, we just
king
come out the
h5
pin.
back. Yeah, I disagree with the tweet coming out by Joseph Donahue.
Yeah.
It looked like a blunder at first sight, but I think Topalov actually knew what he was doing, and he saw this bishop c1. And it seems like he's still going to hold, and he found a nice way actually to simplify. So what we got? This Grishuk is still a stunner, right?
Well,
you
I'm
don't
just
see that
shocked.
much from Grishuk.
Yeah, I mean that's just such an appalling blunder. You get shorter time, and it happens. You
It does
can't.
happen.
You can't. You can't always play optimal chess in time trouble. What a shame for Grishuk.
Yeah, and else, I guess the big surprise of the round is really Simon Aktestein comfortably holding his ground with black against Levon Aronian. Not a slouch himself, especially with the white pieces.
Absolutely.
Anish Giri continues his unbeaten streak, both against Magnus Carlsen and in super tournaments. I don't think he lost a game in the Vaikanzé super tournament. So Anish has become a very, very solid player. We shall see if he can even put together some wins and play in the top half of this field, which is a serious field.
It's a very serious field.
And we get the usual from Sergei Kayakin. Very long game, end game. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he draws.
I can't see this being anything but a draw, really. Can you?
No, I have to agree. I don't see a lot of resources. This move we can try. What happens after
Well,
this?
okay, but you can just take on g4.
With the bishop?
Yeah, why not?
King f4.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me think. Bishop d2. Okay, we can take on d2 first. What's the big deal?
Yep.
Yeah. No, before.
Okay, takes.
And I'll take on g5.
Right. Take
Oh,
here.
I'm managing to bungle this, am I?
I'm not sure. I think it's probably still a draw, but I'm just trying something. King h5. King e4.
Why is this not a draw?
I guess it probably is here. Once again, we need your fortress expertise with...
Is my king just a bit...
Your king is a little offside, but I'm not sure we will be able to exploit that. It
Well,
does look a little passive though. Maybe I can bring my own king around
To
and
f6.
have some mating ideas. Who knows?
Yeah. He took on h5 though, so this is all...
Right. Well, it is the natural move. Still, here bishop d2 would lead to something similar, right? Bishop takes, rook takes, and if... But no, this is a bit slower. Now king takes g5, king e4, it's black's move, and he has f5 or
Right.
ways to generate play. Probably f5 is a good move, just to either exchange or push f4 next move, and then with the two passes and
Yeah.
the f4 square for my king, f5 square, I should be fine, I guess.
And in king e4 you've got this cute move, c3, right?
Black's playing for a win now. Rook
Wow.
c2, bishop f5, there's all kinds
It's
of
ended.
ideas.
It's
in
ended. He's offered a draw.
there. Already, he's not even waiting.
He's not even waiting. He knows that's a draw. Great. So, quick wrap up of today's action. A huge blunder by Alexander Grishuk meant that he has gifted a whole point to my dark horse of the tournament, Fabiano Caruana, showing some real form recently. The other games were all drawn, fighting draws though. No dull affairs today. Giri played well, very accurate chess against Carlsen. Svidler Kramnik looked like it was a good game as well. Adjestein was very impressive with black against Aronian, and Topalov managed to draw against Karyakin after being under some pressure. So that means that that's all from us today. We're going to be back same time, same place tomorrow, 3:30 That's Central European time.
What we got tomorrow? Can we bring up the pairings for round 2?
We can't bring up the
We don't have
pairings.
the pairings.
We'll have them for you tomorrow.
1 second.
Okay, we'll go and get the pairings for you. But just to show you the standings of today, it's pretty easy to work out because, as I just mentioned, all the games were drawn, bar the Grischuk versus Caruana game.
So your dark horse is in the Seoul lead.
Seoul lead.
Grischuk in Seoul last place.
1 point for Grischuk, Kramnik on a half, Svidler on a half, Ajestone half, Topolov half, Carlsen half,
Aronian half.
Aronian half, and poor old Alexander Grischuk.
Yeah, he'll be back though.
He'll be back. He's a class player. And
So tomorrow, I'll just read them out.
Yeah.
We have Caruana against Svidler.
yeah,
We have Kramnik against Carlsen. That's always interesting.
always very interesting.
We have Aronian against Karyakin. Also always interesting.
Yeah.
They've been exchanging wins. Aronian lost the last rounds of the candidates with white to Karyakin. Topalov Grischuk, 2 very exciting players as well. And we have Simon Aktestein with white against Anish Giri. Giri facing the Norwegians first.
All right, so that concludes our coverage today. I hope you've had a good time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't miss out on tomorrow. There'll be a lot more fun for us to have. Right?
More fun than today, or just
Might be
extra
more
fun?
You never
Might
know.
be more fun,
We'll take
yeah.
each day as it comes. See you then. Take care.